Alright, I'm going to have you do a number trick with me here. So here's my number trick. I need you to think of any number you want. Think of a number. I'm going to have you do some manipulating of it, so I wouldn't do any number too strange, and I would pick a whole number. So for instance, I'm not going to pick 13/7 or anything gross like that. So just think of a whole number, 5, 10, 15, 17, 92, whatever you want. All right, so think of a number. You could write it down too if you want. The first thing I'm going to have you do then is take that number, and I want you to add 3. Give you a second to do that. Once you've added 3, I want you to take this amount and double it. Double your whole thing. Double it. In other words, multiply by 2. No trick has happened yet. Now I want you to say you subtract 1 from it. Just knock off 1 value, right? Subtract 1. All right, great. Now I need you to take this number and multiply it by 5. Now that might be a little bit more difficult depending on what number you chose in the beginning, so take a minute to multiply by 5. A nice trick for multiplying by 5 is you could cut it in half and multiply by 10. You could, I don't know, if you like that. That's how I always do it. All right, so multiply by 5. Now I'm going to have you subtract from this 25. So far, so good? All right, now whatever you're looking at, I want you to slash off the 0 at the end. I know there's a 0 at the end. I know this. If you followed my instructions, slash it off. And what you should be left with is your number. Why did that happen? I think that's pretty neat. To do an example, in case you got a little confused following along, why don't I do this with you? So let's say I pick the number 7. I'm going to add 3 to give me 10. I double that. Subtract 1, get 19. Multiply 19 by 5, I get 95. Subtract the 25 off, I have 70. And slash off the last 0, I get back to my original 7. It's a number trick. Let's justify why that happened. Well, I'm going to start out with my number, call it x. When I added 3, it turns into x plus 3. When I doubled, it turns into 2x plus 3, or you can write that as 2x plus 6. When I subtract 1, 2x plus 5. When I multiply by 5, I get 10x plus 25. When I subtract off the 25, I have just the 10x. And 10 times a whole number will give you that whole number with a 0 following it. So when I tell you to slash off the 0, well, slashing off the 0 is like dividing by 10. So if I divide by 10, it gives me just x back. So I used different algebraic and disguised algebra, right? So slash off the last 0, that's like a disguised division. To go from x back to x again, only drawn slightly fancier since now it's amazing. All right, your assignment, and you should choose to accept it, is to come up with your own number trick. Good luck.